Tonight, 7 Eastern.
And he has held this group accountable, and that's the reason why they're in the position that they're in at the moment.
Underway at the K-Rock Center will be jumping. Both these teams want 2 points to make sure they are in the playoff picture. Very quickly, Bennett across, and D'Agostini is tested early as young Sam Bennett with 18 goals fires one right on.
One thing that I noticed last night when watching this Kingston team, they have very good speed off the rush, and for the Petes, they're going to have to make sure they're tidy in the neutral zone. D'Agostini with the first good save of the night. Why? Because there's no rebound on the play.
Kingston had 51 shots on goal in Barrie in a 4-2 loss. Just can't seem to be able to buy an important goal. They need them tonight. Nick Zinder. He's been an important part. Finley tries a little drop pass, but it's cleared to hell. Cleared ahead by Connor Bolden. Bolden dumps it in, controlled by Kingston and Mikko Vainanen. Vainanen, a Nashville draft choice. To Spencer Watson. Watson, he has been brilliant for Kingston, and he's one of the kids that will be an important part of this team in the future. Pirog. Down the right side. Knows that, but dumps it in behind Morrison. Betzel, he has been very good for Peterborough. Losing control. Pavarozny in across the line, now to center. Dishing it off, a quick shot there by Greenaway. That rattles off the end board. Shoot comes in, Sam shoots. Takes that one, it is wide. In front. Chance now for Steele. He couldn't get a clear shot away as it hit a body, and it's cleared down the ice. Coming back. Betzel trying to work in front of the net. The shot. Morrison makes the save as following up was Pirog. Well, the energy is certainly in the building. Off the blue line. Keats keeping it in. Moving in. Here comes Chase Hatcher, son of Darian. Cornell now turns with it. Back to the line. Clark Seymour. He'll dump it low. Cornell swings it low past Hatcher. Therefore, is Michael Clark. Clark fights it out in front. Cornell tried to deflect it past Morrison, who covers up quickly.
The second half of the season, the Peterborough Petes have had great success working the puck and doing the cycle. And this is exactly what they've done on these last 2 chances here. Pirog's going to go to the net. A real good centering pass, and Morrison with his first good save, and then a similar chance moments after this. And again, Morrison in the butterfly makes an excellent save there also. That's where most of the Pete's chances come from, and they're very good at the low cycle. We're going to see the speed of Kingston counter through the neutral zone, so it'll be an interesting contrast throughout this hockey game.
You get to this point, how important is it going to be for the first goal for the energy level of not only the Petes, but for the Fronts?
Particularly for the home team. We don't want to weather the storm and try to take the crowd out of it if you're the visiting team, like any game, but particularly in a big game like this.
Cody Alcock lost it. Kukuinski goes after, can't get to it. Alcock lost control at the Pete's line. Peterborough starting back. Morrison waiting. Hatcher skates by. Steered it around the boards, and it flips up and over. Now let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by Irwin Tools. The makers of Vice Grip Groove Lock Pliers invite you to celebrate National Tradesman Day, September 20th.
Well, we've already covered this a little bit on our setup. Strong forecheck by Peterborough. We've witnessed that a couple of times. And from Kingston, they have not been able to score, even though they've outplayed their opponents the last 2 games. They've run into a couple of hot goaltenders. And as you mentioned, Rob, last night, I mean, they were in total command of that game. And then 2 quick goals late in the second period put them down 2-0 going in after 2, and that was the end of the game. Well, they fought back, but at the end, that was really the difference in the game.
Cody Thompson to McGuire, backhands it to the line, loses it, coming back towards Kukuinski, bumps off his man, Thompson. DePerna fires it around, takes a funny bounce off the end boards, and having to help out Ryan Haynes. Billy Jenkins in across the line. Jenkins missed some time with a concussion. They're pleased to have him back and playing so well. Dumped in by McGuire. Off the end boards. Morrison didn't like the way it came off, and it holds it for the whistle.
And one of the things that Todd Bill's team last night, I mean, they had it going. They were out shooting Barrie 14-2 halfway through the first period, 19-8 after one period. They completely outchanced them, but they've been having trouble, as I mentioned, scoring some goals. And when you're a young team, if an event happens when you're like that, you get yourself in trouble. He's got a goal on the power play scored against them, and all of a sudden, a breakaway. 2 minutes later, and bang, it's 2-0. And that's a characteristic of a young group. You get a little bit rattled, and then you unravel. And that's one of the things that Kingston have been battling here since after Christmas.
I know everybody's worried about this season and getting into the playoffs now, but this bodes so very well for the Frontenacs in years to come. A young core that is going to grow up together. Watson leaves it for his D. McEwen. Up the wing, picked off there by Armstrong. Armstrong sends it back too far for Ritchie. Warren Steele goes into the board. Keeps control. Ritchie, Zinder trying to set up in front. Coming back though, Kingston. 3-on-2 across the line. Can't control the puck, and very quickly the Pete's fired down the ice. Moffat off the boards, chipped ahead by Heatkamp. Heatkamp comes across the line, but offside was Doggett, and the whistle blows. Played almost 5 minutes of the opening period.
Nelson Armstrong is quite a story. He came from St. Lawrence University. He wasn't playing there very much, but he was still on the Peterborough Pete's list, the 50-man list, so the Pete's had a chance at him. He's been their best defenseman the last couple of weeks. Now, Jody Hull knew him well because he played provincial junior for Jody Hull in Peterborough. So they had the inside of what kind of player they were going to get also. He's a competitive kid, and I think that he's got a future in the National Hockey League at some point as he grows and matures as an athlete.
Still looking for the first goal in this game. Kingston and Peterborough fighting for the final playoff berth in the Eastern Conference. And again, Doggett takes a shot. It goes off the body. Beats control. Looking it ahead, knows that. Couldn't get it out, but helping it out is Betzel. Pretty good story, too. Played at Shattuck, was a free agent, and has jumped on board. We got the winning goal in the shootout on Tuesday against Mississauga. Back come the Frontenacs. In across the line, looking for a change, just flipping it in, was Vinen. In behind the net, Terezniak. Shuffle out to center ice. Petzold is there. Long shot and into the midsection of Morrison. He holds on.
A very cautious first period as both teams feeling each other out. They look a little bit nervous here, and as you look at the season series between these two teams, early on it was all Kingston. Kind of mirrors really the way the season has gone for these two teams, and then Peterborough has really taken over the second half of the season.
And I don't think anybody saw that coming, the way that Peterborough was struggling and looked like it was going to be just a long season. Nick Ritchie has gone off. Not sure if it's physical. Looks like an equipment.
I believe it's equipment. He went with the equipment man, so probably skates.
And Jody Hull told us, too, he made everybody accountable. He says, you want to play, you want to get ice time, then you've got to do your job when you're on the ice. Clark chasing down Morrison. Morrison, a scary play. Haynes in the corner, steers it ahead. Frontenacs charging in across the line. After it, Connor Bolden fights for it. And off the boards, past Clark down the ice. Cornell goes after it, but it's called on an ice.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on Ritchie. He's had some shoulder issues all season long, was hurt the first half of the year. A tremendous player, as Nick Kiprios mentioned, but he's been healthy the second half, and particularly lately, and that's why he's been so good for this team. You talk about the Kingston group, and it was their January that really put them out of this or put them in this situation. A 12-game losing streak, and they lost Vinen and their best defenseman, their 30-minute guy, to a suspension for 10 games. And that's when really things started to fall off and go off the rails right there and then in January for the team.
Both their Finns were invited to the World Junior Camp, came back, no part, but they were absent during that part too, and the collapse started. Zinder's shot goes off the skate. Kanus into the corner. Flipped around. Going to get by Armstrong as he decides to back up. Jenkins flips it ahead. Kuchawinski racing it after it. Back it comes. A chance now for the Petes. Here's Finley down the left side across the line. Whistle down, and we've got some bad blood. Surprised it took this long to start to get a little testy. No score, opening period. An important game for both Peterborough and Kingston from the K-Rock Centre in Kingston, Ontario.
Between Kingston and Peterborough, joined now by Kingston coach Todd Gill. Is this the kind of start you were expecting? It seemed to be a tentative start for both sides so far.
Well, it's very tentative for both sides. I don't like our start. I think we have to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more passionate, getting pucks deep and getting in and shooting pucks at the net like we did last night. And we haven't got there yet. Big crowd. Guys are probably a little nervous. Don't want to make that mistake. But to get going here, we got to start taking a drive to them.
Thank you very much. Continued success. Upstairs now to Rob Falls and Greg Millen.
Tony, 4-2, the shots in favor of Peterborough in this opening period. And it has been more Peterborough taking it in, getting some long shots away on Morrison, but certainly taking the play to Kingston.
Two real good coaches here. I watched Todd Gill coach a little bit when he was coaching in the CJHL when he had the Brockville team, and so I got to know him coach a little bit, and he can coach. There's no doubt about it, and it's well documented how well Jody Hull has done it on the other side. Two former pros that
played against each other. Quick shot. Morrison to save.
They know the game very well.
Flipped ahead. Seymour. Over the Keats, turns it right back in. Seymour, Pittsburgh draft choice. Dumped down the ice by Kingston and D'Agostini. Or Peterborough leaves it for Clark Seymour. Seymour dishes it out the left side. Pirog. Lead pass there. Tied up with Petzold at the line. Sam Bennett coming back. Tries to go outside, inside. Lost control of the puck. In behind. D'Agostini's lost his glove and he's lost his stick. Linesman helps him with the blocker. Now he gets the stick back. Kingston coming charging to the Peterborough net, disrupting things. And across the line. Got to get it to Spencer Watson. The pass didn't work. Peterborough Pete's turn it back. Thompson back the other way on the left side. His shot goes off the leg of Einanen. Thompson again right in front. Great save by Morrison as Chase Hatcher was all alone in front.
And there is the low play again, and the Petes have been successful in this first period. If it wasn't for Morrison, they may be up one here at least. And here's the low play, good cycle. A little mix-up by the defensive zone coverage there by Kingston, and Hatcher with a terrific shot and a better save by Mike Morrison.
The last name sounds familiar. That is Darian. Quite a career.
Stanley Cup winner.
Bolin. On the side, flipping it. Brandon Devlin. And behind the net, Clark goes with that battle in behind. Ryan Haynes tries to hold him up. Coming out, sharp angle shot. Moving in again, another shot. Blocked off. Hatcher was there to jump on it and get the second shot. Hatcher tries to work it in front. Morrison steered it away. Back come the Frontenacs 3-on-2. Shoot comes in. Shot goes off the skate there. Bolin. Pete control it. And over the line. Comes Cody Thompson. Just eases it in. And the Petes will change it.
These forwards are pretty good size, and one of the reasons why here so far they've controlled the boards in the offensive zone.
Rosniak along the boards. DeFern is there. Doggett turns and fires it wide. Bogdanovich turns back. He's cleared up. Kanu is hit hard, loses his lid. Heathcap in across the line, along with Beckstead. Heathcap, sharp angle, goes off a stick and in behind. Kingston trying to work it in front. Keeps them pinned in behind. Heathcap can't do anything with it. Steers it back around the net again. Beckstead is there. He loses it. Along the far board, Cinder takes a bump. Coming back for Peterborough is Petzold. Petzold in front. Here's Cinder, scores! Nick Cinder gets the Petes on the board. First goal of the game.
Well, this was a 2-on-2 that everybody was back here for Kingston. And you'll see to the left of your screen, Cinder just sneaks in behind the defense and then makes no mistake tucking it in past Morrison in the 5-hole. And Doggett had his man, let his man go, and the end result is a 1-0 lead here for Peterborough, 10:55 into the game.
key is, how does Kingston counter it? What do they do in the first two shifts after it? 13th goal of the year for Zinder.
And again, their youth. How will they respond in this situation? They're 16-year-olds who they really rely on for success here in Kingston.
16-year-olds getting 18-year-old type minutes. And there's the goal scorer, Nick Zinder.
And a bright future for this team that they are building here in Kingston. This is a rebuild year. They thought if they could get in, it would be good. That was the goal. And to give these young kids all kinds of experience for the future.
Todd said, why can't it be us in the playoffs? They learn more that way to add more to the experience level. Behind the net, getting a hit there. Terezniak. Pete's able to clear it out. No set. Trying to get it to Pirog. Pirog get across the line. Longcock broke it up. No set again. Turn. Sharp angle pad save. Collected quickly by Billy Jenkins.
By the way, Betzold there with a tremendous pass to set up that goal.
Deep in the Pete zone. Frontenacs can't control it. Moving back. Here's Betzold again. In across the line with no set. Pirog. Betzold. Boy, he's been buzzing around the puck in the last little while. Kingston loses bowling. Betzold then loses. Devlin steers it up the boards. Choppy now. Spencer Watson in across the line. His shot, a weak one, steered away by D'Agostini. Frontenacs keep it in the zone. Stepping in, here's Watson into the slot. Shot, he sends it off the glass. Not cleared away, right to the side of the net. Still buzzing around. The Frontenacs slides into the corner. Kingston still trying to control. Cleared up by Ritchie. Ahead to Zinder. Zinder's got one. Burst of speed. Zinder on the backhand. Steered away. Nice defensive play by Warren Steele. Zinder now knocked down from behind. Steele tries to work the puck loose along the boards. Bowling from the point. Pad save by Morrison. 11th shot by the Petes in this period. Peterborough turns with Ritchie too far for him. And it will be whistled down. Just under 9 minutes to play in the opening period. Nick Zinder has the opening goal for Peterborough.
51-85.
One of the many good young players we've been talking about. Spencer Watson has an excellent chance here. Right-handed shot going high glove on D'Agostini and just misses. A beautiful move in the slot. And he's had a very successful first year in the league. 23 goals, 43 points as a 16-year-old. Pretty good.
Pretty good steal, too. Do you think he was a second rounder? They were a little worried about his size, but that hasn't been an issue. He can certainly score out of London, Ontario. Wozniak steps it across the line. Little pass to shoot. It's the side of the net. Pass Tanner. Vainanen, his shot hits the leg. Turning around, that one's fired wildly into the corner. Frontenacs trying to step up their physical play. It's cleared out by the Petes.
Kingston's had a couple of opportunities to put pucks to the net, and they haven't either hit the net or been able to get pucks through, as Peterborough's done a good job log jamming in the middle of the ice. Wozniak
coming back at center. The shoot in and off the glove of D'Agostini. He knocked it down, didn't make a clean catch. Steele tries to keep it in, controlled now by the Petes. Turning back is Eric Cornell. Cornell crisscrosses with Clark at the line. Clark a little too early.
The Izod IndyCar Series makes its debut on Sportsnet Sunday, March 24th. With the Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, follow Canadian drivers James Hinchcliffe and Alex Tagliani as they take on the world. The Izod IndyCar Series on Sportsnet East, Ontario, West, and Pacific, March 24th at 11:30 a.m. The Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg.
Looking forward to the coverage of that as the IndyCar has found a home on Sportsnet. Now trying to get back even the Kingston Frontenacs. They trail 1-0 after a goal by Zinder. And again, the Petes controlling. Steven Nozak drops it in behind. Frontenacs start back. Ryan Haynes leads it out too far. Pass won't work. Slides all the way down, and The whistle blows. 7:27 remaining in the opening period.
By the way, it was a skate for Richie. He's back, so good news for the Peterborough Petes. And the kid's going to be a real good player. You heard Nick Kiprios talk about him being a power forward, and he's been riddled with some injury issues throughout the season. He's healthy now. He's had a terrific last 10 or 15 games.
If he's anything like his brother Brett, that's a huge bonus for the Petes. Boland shoots it down low and in the corner. Zinder, who has been a busy man. Ritchie steers it back into the corner, controlled by the Frontenacs. Knocked down. Ritchie's getting called for knocking it down with a high stick.
And as I mentioned, picking up the pace considerably in the new year. And they brought him back early in the first half. They thought he was ready. He got re-injured again. It was a pretty frustrating situation for the kid, but as you can see now, he has really picked up his game because he's been healthy in the second half of the year.
Boland along the boards for Ritchie. Now here's Finley, breaks in. Finley comes in looking for the top corner on the glove side, and that goes high. Frontenacs starting back. Watson cruising up the middle. He was tied up by Boland, and that slips into D'Agostini, who puts the grab on it.
And for a big man, Ritchie has real nice, soft hands, and we're going to have a pretty good example of it right here as he finds Finley going to the net. Just a little redirect that catches Kingston again standing still. A little pinch there by McEwen, and that's what cost the breakaway chance, and Finley just misses the net, but a real nice soft hand play there by Ritchie.
11-7 the shots. Quick shot there by Frontenac. Again, D'Agostino puts the grab on it. Now we're starting to get tempers starting to flare. Well, we've been talking about playoff implications. Don't forget, in the mix, Mississauga Steelheads. They've got 58 points playing Belleville. They'll finish against Ottawa. Kingston with 57, Peterborough with 57. Kingston finishes up the game against Ottawa here at the K-Rock Center. Peterborough is in Brampton.
I can't wait to hear you try and figure out the math. It's coming at some point. I'm out of that.
Mississauga and Belleville start at 7:30. Jeff and Nick will have updates of that game. There is some math involved. Please grab some paper and a pen. No, not a pen. A pencil and a big old eraser, and I'll explain it all.
Good. Because I'm not going
You didn't even want to go near it. I like that.
No.
You backed off on that real
did
quick.
I bail on that?
You don't even do your own taxes, so you can tell you weren't
You're
going to
right
touch
about
it.
that. My least favorite time of year coming up, actually.
Lead pass. Peterborough starts out again. Try to get it to Betzold. Pirog goes racing after. Pirog gets there. Haynes knocks him down. Betzold is trying to work it to the side, looking for Steven Nozak. Betzold again. Off the board. Drops it. Nozak. Pirog is there. Pirog squeezed out by Vainen. Pirog comes up with it. Drops it back again. Betzold. Armstrong at the point. Fires it right on. And Morrison takes it in the midsection. Still 1-0 Peterborough.
Want to lower your mortgage?
Fans, you can go head-to-head in the Travelodge Fan Face-Up for your chance to win a trip for 4 to the 2013 MasterCard Memorial Cup. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is enter now at wherehockeystays.ca.
Nick Zinder scoring the only goal of this period, coming at 9:05. Betzold with the assist. 12-8 the shots in favor of Peterborough. Steele and Zinder battle for the puck. Cleared around the board. Zinder's there for it. Reverses the field. Up with it quickly is Moffat. Moffat starts out. Spencer Watson. Moffat is shoot. Couldn't get to do anything with it. Lost it. Ritchie will steer it out. He sweeps it out. Back comes Finley along with Armstrong. Shot. That one high. Rattles around. Armstrong pushes it back down low into the corner. Finley's there along with Zinder. Ritchie tried to set up in front as he cruised in front of Morrison. Zinder turns and fires into the corner. Ritchie, Zinder along the boards. Reversing the flow. Controlled. Now Watson will just backhand it out. Armstrong knocks it down at center. Ritchie in across the line, bumps his man. Frontenacs getting pinned in their own zone right now by Peterborough. Watson flips it ahead, shoots, squeezed out of the play by Armstrong, swept around by Teresniak. Peterborough starts back again. Hatcher to Clark. Clark one-on-one. Swings it wide. Is shot and again right on to Morrison. Shot number 13 for Peterborough.
And very few chances for Kingston so far in this first period of play. Another rush chance here. Clark throws it towards the net. Morrison with no issue on that particular save. The last 5 games, the Peterborough Petes have only given up 10 or less chances per game. So they've been very stingy defensively. And so far tonight, again, very few chances for Kingston in this first period against the Peterborough Petes.
I'm impressed, too, the way the Petes aren't afraid to go through all 4 lines. But again, that's
They've been doing that a long time. That's a Roger Nilsson. That goes all the way back to the person who really guided all of us in Peterborough, and myself included, Roger Nilsson. Always a 4-line team in junior, which makes sense as you're building programs because you have a turnover. So you have to develop your players underneath in the lineup so the next year they're ready to go.
I said, how come you're 4 lineups? I have to. They've all been working hard. And you take a look at the scoring and the summary sheets, and it comes from all 4 lines, the scoring.
And the other thing that he's done, he's rotated players in and out of the 4th line, and everybody's bought into it, which is often not the case as everybody likes to play.
Teresniak threw it around, kept in by Kingston. They just dump it back in. Peterborough's very quick to chop it out, and down it goes. McEwen racing after it, along with Hatcher. Morrison comes out, steered back up the boards. Greenaway chips it in. D'Agostini. A very quick giveaway to Seymour, who sends it back, and it's cleared out of the zone quickly. Beckstead leads it ahead. Kudrwinski trying to fight for it. He lost control, and now the battle is along the near boards. There's back out. And across the line, Billy Jenkins. Jenkins turns, fires, as Kudrwinski set himself up in front of D'Agostini, and it's cleared out of the zone. McEwen racing after it, along with Betzel. Tied up. Here's a chance now. Nozak comes in. Nozak couldn't get anything as working back with Jenkins to steal it away. Cleared out to center and Bowling.
We haven't talked about yet, that we'll get into a little bit as this game progresses. Let's not forget, Kingston with a tough game last night they played. Peterborough did not play last night, so perhaps a little more jump for Peterborough. Certainly in this first period, that's been the case.
Peterborough played on Tuesday against Mississauga, won in a shootout. Ikonen dumps it in. D'Agostini tries to throw it around the glass. Picked up there by Connor Boland. He is muscled off. Bennett controls, tries to get a shot away. He was held up and is cleared out by the Petes. And back down into Frontenac's territory. 2.5 minutes to play. Opening period, and the Zinder goal is standing up.
Here, sorry, Rob, they got to get at least a couple of chances here with 2:31 to go, just to gain some confidence for this young group going in after 1 period of play.
They've been stuck at 8 shots for some time now. Now trying to step out of the corner. Very quickly, the Petes clear the front. Started back. Ritchie tied up by Watson and was flipped ahead. Well, we've got Jeff Merrick and Nick Kiprios handling things in studio. Jeff, what have you got for us to the first intermission?
Hey, yeah, Rob, coming up in this first frame, we'll break down the first period of this game. Also have a look outside the Mississauga-Belleville game. We are scoreboard watching on Friday Night Hockey. Also a closer look at Mike Morrison, Rob.
Mike Morrison, a former Peterborough Pete, now guarding the net for Kingston. Shoot goes tracing after it, along with Nelson Armstrong. Third back along the boards. Kept down low, but there are 3 Frontenacs all in the same area. And to the far side, Kingston. Darcy Greenaway was digging after it. He's on there with Cody Alcott. Back come the Petes. Starting up, flipping it high, bouncing into Kingston territory, and it will get whistled down and come back again. 1:40 left to play in the opening period.
Couple of icings here by Peterborough late in this first period, which is not what you want to do when you have a 1-goal lead. And let's see if Kingston can cash on and get some puck possession in the Peterborough zone.
Bennett taking the draw against Michael Clark. Collapse in the faceoff circle and the puck squirts out. Steele being chased back by Tanus. Clark couldn't get to it. It's cleared out and back down to the Pete's line. Resniak to Clark. Clark flips it ahead. Coming in across the line, Eric Cornell. Kingston starting back. Watson in across the line. Shot. Good save by D'Agostini. Watson was looking for stick side corner.
Well, Spencer Watson with the only real good chances in this first period for Kingston. You like his speed, and he just takes off. Good release here, and D'Agostini, top of the crease, jumps into the puck and makes sure there isn't a rebound. But again, Kingston not able to get through in the traffic with the net drive so far, as Peterborough's defense has done an excellent job fending them off and not letting any chance at all for a second opportunity for Kingston here in this first period.
And very quickly on the draw, Pete's content just to clear it out. As you said, wasting much time in their own zone. Battle in the corner. Jenkins and Brett Kuchowinski scores! The big man in front of the net, Kuchowinski, ties things up in the final minute of the first period.
Couple of icings, a little change of momentum here late in the period, and a puck battle won by Kingston. And Kuchowinski here, he gets out and comes out of the pack, and all three Pete players stay on the puck. They get a little puck watching here, and he sneaks out of the pack, and then what a pretty little move is that little delay opens up the 5-hole in D'Agostini, and he tucks it between the pads to give Kingston a very important tying marker in the last minute of period number 1.
Jenkins winning it off the end boards to Kuchowinski in front. Beats come right back. Shot goes off the end glass. Zinder tried to get it back in front. Final 20 seconds to play in the opening period. Now tied 1-1. Shoot in low against Armstrong. Now a little more jump in Kingston in the final second. Dropping it low again. Kingston controlling the play. Greenaway could get a shot away. Left along the board. Time will run out. 14-10 the shots in favor of the Petes, but the late goal at 19-19 by Brian Kuchowinski has got the Frontenacs fired up and back in this game.
Let's see if Kingston gains a little energy from that late goal.
Interesting watching Kuchowinski chat there with Nick Ritchie. Second period underway with Tony Ambrosio and Greg Millen. I'm Rob Folds. Jeff Merrick, Nick Kiprios handling things in studio very quickly. Trying to get a shot away was Billy Jenkins. Got the assist on the equalizing goal late in the first period. Here's Zinder. And across the line, Finley. Squeezed out of the play by Kuchowinski. Big hit.
By the way, for the record, I think that was a heck of a call by the linesman there. I don't think that was offside, but it couldn't have been any closer on that first goal for Peterborough.
Well, Kuchowinski, he's a big body, and he's going to start to use his size.
Yeah, and Finley here gets rubbed into the boards, and you can see that he goes down and seems to be okay, but that was a pretty big-time hit.
Bennett drags the puck into the Pete's zone. Picks it up off the boards. Watson loses it. Bennett then picks it up and then loses it once more. Pete's come back, trying to lead it out with Pirog. Armstrong turns, fires it ahead. Oh, he had just waiting was Pirog if he had that pass click.
And that happened to Kingston last night in the breakaway play in the second period, where both defense got a little bit too wide, and then there was a breakaway opportunity in the middle here as Steele was caught, and that almost worked.
7 and 8 still remain to be decided in the Eastern Conference. Mississauga, Kingston, and Peterborough fighting for the final 2 spots. Mississauga playing Belleville. Jeff and Nick will keep you tied up on that. Here's a quick shot that came from Michael Clark on a turnover. And again, Morrison came out, didn't give much of a target to shoot.
And Jeff and Nick made a good point during our intermission that Morrison early on made a couple of very big saves where it would have been 2-0. Weak play here on the boards creates a chance for Peterborough, and again, Morrison in perfect position to make the save.
From the draw, comes back to the line. The shot, oh, a great chance for Cornell. Couldn't find the handle on it. He went to the net, got to the puck, just couldn't get enough to get a shot away. Shoot in across the line with Beckstead. Dumps it low, shoot to Beckstead. He kicks it around the board. Tied up there by the Pete's Tanus. Left into the corner. Beckstead. Little switch with Moffat. He comes deep. Moffat tried to center it. It hits the stick back into the corner, and the Pete's turn with it. Clark in across, but Clark dished it away and then drove across the line offside.
Cornell had a pretty good chance right to the half boards off the face-off, a scramble draw. The Pete's do a good job of picking it out of the circle, and Cornell goes to the net, and the puck just rolls off him a little bit, or he had a 4x6 to take the lead back.
Frontenacs trying a lead pass. They ease it in, and at the Pete's line, Connor Boland sends it back into Kingston territory. Tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Zinders scoring for the Pete's. Kujawinski for the Frontenacs. Stole it away. Drop. A weak shot there came from Nick Ritchie. Cleared out by the Frontenacs. It is a big weekend for hockey in terms of the CIS. St. Mary's against Waterloo, needing victories now. You'll see it tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific time. Sam Cosentino, RJ Broadhead, and Tara Sloan on hand. And then UQTR against UNB Varsity Reds. There's a quick shot through a crowd. All of it on Sportsnet. Some great hockey.
I was going to say, folks, if you haven't had a chance to watch the CIS, you really need to, because it's one of the best kept secrets in our country. A lot of the players that graduate from this league end up in that league.
Alcock back and scores! Turnover, and the Frontenacs make the Pete's pay and take the lead.
Cody Alcock is a little bit cold during the streak as well for this Kingston team in January, but he's picked his game up a little bit, and this is very similar to the first goal of the game where the Pete's get caught down low and then their coverage gets mixed up a little bit from the cycle. And when that happens, Alcock just screeches in and turns back, and a beautiful little backhand that he waits and chips it over D'Agostini, and all of a sudden 2 quick goals by Kingston, one late in the first, now early in the second, and they got the lead.
And now Peterborough needing a little giddy up in their stride. Kingston at Alcock. His 18th goal of the season. He's knocked down. D'Agostini. Makes a difference for Genovic. Pete's start out trailing by 1. Genovic gets it, fires it around. Morrison slows it down on the far side after it was Pirog. Reversing the field, trying to get some room. Betzel, he's knocked off the puck. There to jump on it, Nozad. Back to the line. Genovic keeps it in. Picked off by the Frontenacs, and back they come, 3-on-2. Trying to find some room. Watson left it there, and a quick shot by Greenaway. Off a stick, and it will go back into Frontenac's territory. Can't clear it. Chance now for Hatcher into the slot, and not able to get a shot away was Ritchie. Back to the line. Shot goes wide, in behind the net. Now picked up by the Frontenacs. Still can't clear the zone. Finally, they do. Stolen away by Hatcher, turning with Cornell and Clark. Hatcher, Cornell heads to the net. Hatcher steps around. In front, trying to kick it loose. Is Clark. Now Cornell digs for it in the corner. Swings it back. Clark under pressure. Clark controlling. Terezniak. He fires right down the slot, trying to use his screen. Morrison steers it away, and it's cleared up by the Frontenacs. Great pressure by the Petes, handled nicely by Kingston.
Let's look at this goal one more time, because how did Alcock get so wide open? And it was a little cycle down low, and you'll see Richie here. He's not quite sure at the top of your screen whether to take him or not. And what Alcock does so well is he gets away from the traffic. And then now he has some speed to receive the puck and makes a pretty little move to score.
Devlin fires it wide and off the end board.
And good goal scorers will do that. Get away from the traffic, get away from the scrum, and then loosen yourself up away from the defensive coverage. And he did a nice job there, and it worked. And that's why he was so wide open in the slot.
Finlay couldn't step around Steele, and it's cleared out by the Frontenacs. Zinder, he has the Peterborough goal. He got it 9 minutes into the opening period. Zinder again, 6'5" charging down the right side. To Richie, hit shot. Morrison to save the rebound, and the Petes even it up. Finlay was trailing, caught the rebound. It's 2-2.
That's when you know you're a good player. When you make a mistake in a goal, what do? You come right back and you set up one. And Richie with the shot, Morrison with a terrific save, but Finlay sneaking in, and the rebound ends up right on his tape. And a real beautiful looking goal as Jenkins gets turned around watching the puck instead of trying to find out where the man without the puck is streaking down the wing, and it was Finlay. And the Petes get back in this game in a hurry.
His 18th goal has tied things up. 5:26 into the second. Alcock was the Frontenacs ahead, and now Finlay has responded.
And that's one of the things in junior hockey with young players you see a lot. You see people back, everybody back, and yet skilled players find a way to get open or break down the coverage. Much more at this level than you do in pro, and that's where you see a few more nice chances.
And here's the standings. We mentioned Mississauga 1 point ahead, 2 games remaining. They're playing Belleville. Kingston and Peterborough. Kingston has Ottawa in on Sunday. Peterborough will play in Brampton. 3 teams for 2 spots. Jeff Merrick, Pete Kiprios following things. Mississauga and Belleville. Shot goes off a leg. Coming in now, pinching in deep. Trying to get some pressure. That was Roland McEwen. Frontenacs keep it low. Janovich throws it around the boards. Connors eases it out. McEwen has to chase back for it. Thompson trying to get it some pressure. He blew a tire. Back come the Frontenacs. Steer it in front. Janovich has to go off a skate. Armstrong will back him up. Almost lost control of it. Up the boards, out, over the line, and back down into Kingston territory. Moffat will turn with it. Off the boards, back down to Peterborough territory where Janovic picks it up. Being followed by Spencer Watson. Watson comes over the puck. Shoot, floating around. Here's Shoot, trying to get it in front to Greenaway. Steele steps in down low. 2 Frontenacs in front of D'Agostini. Still the pressure by Kingston. Now Turgenevic tries to clear it away. He does. He gets to Nozad. Nozad down the right wing. Comes in. Fires it. Sharp angle. Rattles off the glass. Kept in though by Betzold. Nozad to Pirog. Pirog's shot. Morrison the save. Kingston. Back they come. Long shot there by Shoot. Putting the grab on it was D'Agostini. Started with Alcock, 2:53 in, then Finlay, 5:26, even it up, 2-2 in Kingston.
5.
Shots on goal right now, 19-14 in favor of Peterborough. Pete's cleared out of the zone. Betzold, burst of speed down the right side. McEwen tries to poke it away from him. Pete Seymour, he flips over his stick and out of the zone, and he chops it back to late offside. Ikonen loses it. Seymour again. He knows that. Kujawinski takes control of it. Back to his own zone of Vainanen. Mikko Vainanen Nashville draft choice. Thinking, good with control. Betzold comes in, fires it, it's off the leg.
Again, that first pass is really giving Kingston some problems here in this second period. It has not been good, and it's created chances for Peterborough.
Stepping out from the corner, trying to get a shot away was Steven Nozat, and Morrison makes the save.
And it was, again, a poor first pass. And Peterborough's done a nice job of plugging up the middle here and not really giving the Kingston defense very many available opportunities. And there is the play, goes to the corner, and because of this, afterwards, the issue starts.
Again, trying to chop it away, getting caught up on the linesman. Kept in at the line, but then very quickly Kingston controls. Cornell tried to strip it away, gets back into his own zone. Devlin to his partner Connor Boland. Boland steers it ahead. Trying to come in the left side is Michael Clark. Clark out of the corner. Loses an edge, and it's controlled now by Bennett. Steering it ahead. Boland tries to knock it away from him and does. Clark turning. And there's a penalty. The first penalty is coming up. It's dragged down. Was Chase Hatcher on the left side. Clark tried to set him free, but oops.
And in the neutral zone is where it happened. Right there. So Heatcamp will go in the box. The first penalty of the game, which is unusual at any level, let alone junior hockey, midway through the game. And we'll see how the Pete's power play looks here.
Well, this is something neither team wants us to show. The penalty killing for the power play. Look at the power play ranked 20th by the Petes this year. Penalty kill? Well, not very impressive either for Kingston. What do you call that, a saw?
We'll see.
Trajanovic starts up. Ritchie with Zinder. Ritchie down the right side into the corner. Coming up with it, Finley. Back to Trajanovic. Finley, edge of the circle, into the slot. Tried to get a shot away, had it stripped away. Nice effort there by Ikonen. Ikonen with a 2-on-1. Shot saved, the rebound. Sprawling for it is D'Agostini. What a turnaround. All started by Henry Ikonen. They call him Hank.
And it's all from the turnover here as Finley gets a little bit too aggressive going in the middle of the ice. Good backside pressure here creates the giveaway. And Ikonen with a good-looking chance. D'Agostini not only with one good save, but the rebound as he gets across in a hurry. And two big saves for the goaltender.
Samuel Schutt almost coming up with the go-ahead goal, a short-handed effort. Still a minute 5 remaining in the Peterborough power play. Armstrong fires it around. Morrison holds it there. Tries to use the glass, takes a funny bounce, and Cheresniak has to back all the way up to his own line.
Yeah, the stanchions here at the K-Rock Center are an issue.
Then across the line, Armstrong back to the line. Calling for it was Kanus. Kanus back to the line. Cheresniak fires through a crowd. Knocked down. Betzold tried to turn for it. Clark couldn't get a piece of it. Back to the line it comes. Cheresniak taking another look. Steers it away to Kanus. Cheresniak, one-timer, knocked down in front. That's going to hurt just a little bit by Jenkins.
And the good news with the stanchions, it gives the glass a lot of give, so it prevents injuries. The bad news is, of course, that they can play tricks on the goaltending even when you go and field a puck.
Last rush for Peterborough, and while Clark was held up, Betzold went in the right side, and that's offside. 8 seconds left in the penalty to Heatcamp.
And what I liked about the penalty killing here by Kingston is their fronting. There's a good example of a blocked shot that didn't get through. It happened 2 or 3 times on this last penalty killing sequence for Kingston. They did an excellent job getting into the shooting lanes.
Seymour had it stripped away. Alcock, he's got the goal. Shot, sharp angle. Kick save by D'Agostini, cleared out. Penalty, it is over. Heatcamp back on the ice. He turns, tries to join the play. Hatcher on the far side, squeezed against the boards. Loose puck, Alcock goes after it. Getting there first, Connor Boland. Kingston steals it away, trying to work it in front. Shot, what a save by D'Agostini against Luke Heatcamp. Wow! Well, the kid Net is playing big. What a save. Tied at 2.
Gel, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance.
You know, that's one of the great stories about the Canadian Hockey League. D'Agostini winning the Dan Snyder Award as humanitarian. And they just continue to give back. Here's a loose puck in front, jumped on quickly by the Petes. Nick Zinder cleared down the ice. Ritchie goes after it. Deep down, bumps with him there. Zinder tried to keep it in. Now Bennett starting back. Wide pass. Trying to get it towards the Peterborough net. Turning with it. Deep down. Towards now Alcott. Back to the line. Loose puck. Nobody seems to want to take control. Here's Alcott. Alcott. Turning with it. Edge of the circle. Back it comes Zinder. Able to pick up the loose puck. And back come the Petes. And across the line. Little drop there. Zinder. He's got the first goal of the game. Tried to return the favor to Brett Finlay. Back come the Fronts. Here's Alcott by himself. The rest of the Kingston team gone for a break. Alcott realizes it. Let it slide in. He'll head to the bench. Zinder. They head for Ritchie. Ritchie, little drop, trying to get it to Finlay. He rattles off the crown of Zinder as it flipped up. Back comes Greenaway. Now to shoot. Shoot, looking for somebody in front. Wants it in front. Loose puck, it scores. It gets in behind. Well, a broken play. Clearing it back in front. It's D'Agostini. He had lost his stick, and the Frontenacs take the lead. That's an oops goal, but a good one.
And Greenaway was the player in the slot who's been hot of late with his 24th. Another rush chance here as he starts it off and goes behind the net. D'Agostini gets all tied up on the post, and when he does that, loses his stick and then loses position on the wraparound. A very smart play there by Schutt to do that. And then once he gets tied up, that allowed Greenaway to just go right to the net and tuck it in for an important goal here midway through the second period for Kingston.
Not very pretty at all, but the light went on and Kingston celebrates.
And here's D'Agostini. His left leg gets caught, and then when that happens, he can't get across properly on the wraparound. And a good net drive there by Darcy Greenaway as he goes to the net with a stick down and gets rewarded for it.
Greenaway getting goal number 24 on the year and also putting his Frontenacs ahead 3-2.
So after a couple of huge saves by D'Agostini in this second period, one in particular with his glove, that's a play that's a difficult wraparound play, but he'd like to have that back, I'm sure.
Tuwinski, the shot goes off at an angle. D'Agostini off the blocker, steers it ahead. Armstrong now to Cornell. Cornell in across the line, goes wide, takes a shot, steal off his stick. Nanos was digging forward on the far side. At the line, kept in. Stolen away, moving in. Cornell's shot as he got a piece of it. Clark couldn't jump on a rebound. Terezniak steers it into the Kingston zone. Just over 6.5 to play in the second period. Kingston leading 3-2. Now as we take a look at the Eastern Conference, Belleville has certainly been leading the way, but what a fight Barrie has put up. Mark Scheifele returned from Winnipeg, huge bonus for them. Oshawa could be a tough team to play in the postseason. Brampton is there. Sudbury in 5th place. Niagara suffered a little bit with the loss of Dougie Hamilton joining the Boston Bruins. Just a little. And then, of course, the fight for 7 and 8 in the Eastern Conference. Mississauga and Belleville, no score midway through the second period. Mississauga 1 point up on Kingston and Peterborough.
There's my old teammate, Doug Gilmore, who was at the OHL Cup. We had a visit with him before the game, and he said, I got my scouts there right now. I had to get here for this one. I couldn't resist. Of course, most of the managers, including Doug, was in that OHL Cup scouting the fine young minor midgets that many will be in this league next year.
And the Frontenacs have a lot of draft picks. The trades they've made, so they will certainly be active when they get to the draft time in the Ontario Hockey League, trying to add to what Todd Gill is trying to develop here.
Well, they've done a real nice job with their draft, and we talked a lot tonight about their 4 16-year-olds that are going to be marvelous hockey players in this league.
And all those 16-year-olds were out of the lineup at the U17. So they lost them during the Christmas time. They lost the 2 Finns. The Finns were returned when they didn't make the World Junior team.
And then there's the fatigue factor as well, Rob, because they're young men, and it's tough to go through your first year in this tough league, and let alone play even more during the Christmas break.
Nosad tries to work it in front, tripped up. Was Betzold. He came from behind the net. Betzold now. Here's Seymour in deep. Betzold trying to work it in front. Swinging around. Pirog. Nosad. Now Betzold skips over his stick to the near side. Seymour pinches at the point, but it comes out of the zone. Regrouping the Petes. Down by 1. Watson on the forecheck. Seymour lead pass off the stick of Pirog. Now Betzold on the forecheck. He sees Pirog peel off to the bench, and he'll take a break. Stolen away by Nosad on the right side. Trying to feed it ahead and bounce it. Terezniak there with Ritchie. Terezniak along the boards. Ritchie into help. Ritchie. Zinder trying to get free. Zinder in behind the goal. Zinder tried to walk out in front. Forgot to take the puck with him.
Kingston need a change here. They are tired.
Terezniak. Low to Zinder. Zinder. Now trying to step around and fire it away. Just coming up short was Nick Ritchie as he tried a little wrap around. Ikonen. One-on-one. Ikonen trying to get around his man, Brandon Devlin. And right now, with 4:44 remaining in the second period, Greenaway's goal, the difference.
What if the
Ms. Ambrosio, why did they give you a full box of cereal? When I used to do that, they never gave me a full box. Millsy, I have no idea why. That's just offside. We won't see Tony now until the third period. He's getting a bowl and some milk. 3-2 the score. Frontenacs with go-ahead goal by Darcy Greenaway. Peterborough now to Finley. Rolls off the blade of his stick. Back it comes. Bennett with Alcock. Alcock. Bennett heading towards the net. Trying to work it in front. It goes off the crossbar as it flipped off the blade of the stick. In behind D'Agostini. Zinder steers it ahead. Ritchie going in after it. Ritchie ties up his man. Zinder there for the puck. Now Ritchie steps out. Sends it through the paint. Flipped out by Kingston. Pete sent it to the line where it's picked off by Alcock. Dumped right back in by Peterborough. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the second period. 3 goals in this period, 2 by Kingston to take a 3-2 lead. Greenaway, the man with the go-ahead goal, has it knocked off his stick, and backing up for it was Haynes. Armstrong gathers it up to the Pete's zone. Turning with it, trying to get to it. Here's Cornell. Cornell coming down the right side. Cornell tried to drop it off, looking for Chase Hatcher. Watson was there, intercepted, kept in by Hatcher.
Pete's in a controlled trap at the moment.
Cornell. Turning, back to the line. Trajanovic. Far side. Beats Nelson Armstrong. Down low. Hatcher. Armstrong again. Here's Trajanovic. Fires it on. Hits a stick. Loose in front. Cornell turns. Just gets a weak shot away. Armstrong fakes the shot. Now fires it through into the last moment. Morrison saw it. Clark. Back to the line again. Armstrong fires again through a crowd. Knocked down in front by Cornell. He couldn't tip it by. Well, some great action here. With more on other action, let's join Jeff Merritt.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. We go to the Hershey Center watching Mississauga and Belleville. Danil Zharkov will find Jake Cardwell. His 7th of the season gets by Spencer Martin. That made it 1-0. Brendan Gaunce, the first-round draft pick of the Vancouver Canucks, has now made it 2-0 Belleville over the Mississauga Steelheads. Also coming up in the next intermission, we'll talk about Derek Mathers, Peterborough Pete's captain, suspended over a fighting incident. Nick Kyprios breaks that down and the second period in moments. Well,
that's getting interesting now with Mississauga trailing Belleville. You see the way the points are going. 58 for Mississauga. Kingston and Peterborough top. Winner of this game knows that they will be involved. If they're not in the postseason straight up, they will be involved in a playoff game if there's a tie for 8th spot. So that's how important these 2 points are. McEwen knows that. Here's Betzel. Betzel waits. Tries to feed it ahead. It goes off the post. Then dribbles in. Goal by Stephen Pirog on a turnover, and it's tied again.
Well, a young play by McEwen late in a period. The last few minutes, the Petes have trapped, and they've been doing some nice work on the turnovers. And McEwen with that little extra play there, and there's the turnover. And this puck barely goes in. It hits Morrison after he makes the initial save on the back of the big of his heel, and right there he kicks it in his own net on a pretty little play on the counter-attack, and Pirog makes no mistake, and we got a tie game. 2 late goals in this game so far have made it very interesting.
6 different scores in a 3-3 game, and I think that tells an important tale of both Kingston and Peterborough. There are no big gunners. They've spread around the scoring. Zinder sidestep the check back from the Frontenacs in across the line. Bennett tries to control. Zinder ties him up. Zinder knocks him down. Ritchie backhands it out, shovels it to center. Steele. They wanted a penalty here in Kingston. Bennett steers it on net. Picking out the stick side pad was D'Agostini.
Peterborough goes into the trap a little bit more in this latter half of this period, and Kingston had a little bit of trouble getting out of their zone. Created a few situations where they got themselves in trouble in their own zone, Kingston, and then a giveaway. And all of a sudden now we're back to a tie game.
Cody Alcock shot. He broke his stick. And the puck slides away. Here's a little shot by Ritchie. He didn't get enough on it. Here's a steal by Cornell. Into the slot. Cornell backhands and Ritchie. They score! Cornell and Ritchie made it work, and now the Petes have taken the lead.
And again, good positioning defensively by Peterborough creates another turnover. And Steele trying to go through the middle there, and when he does, a terrific play by Cornell to strip the puck. And then here comes this play. There is the play when you're trying to go through the middle, and the Petes with that little trap just inside the slot area, and then Ritchie, who's had a good game, gives the Petes the lead in the dying seconds of period number 2. What a huge goal for Peterborough.
A momentum goal, perhaps, because that's what happened to Kingston at the end of the first. Now, in the last minute, Peterborough has not only the equalizer, but the go-ahead goal. 27-22, the shots in favor of the Petes for a brief time. Kingston had come back to take the lead in shots, but the pressure's been put on by Peterborough. Petes start back. Collins across the line. Here's Cornell again. Steers it in. He'll head to the bench. Cornell setting up a Ritchie goal. Give him the lead.
Peterborough again just loading up the neutral zone, and very few options this time. They carry it in. It was Spencer Watson, the youngster that was in the slot, but he really couldn't do much with that initial pass, as immediately he was pressured, and that created the turnover for the Petes goal.
Well, a interesting second period for the third period. Greg, I thought you made a great point as we went to break into the intermission, is that Peterborough's going 1-2-2, and Kingston seems a little, I don't know if it's just disconcerted by what they're seeing. There's a guy always kind of in the face of the defenseman.
Well, we'll see if Todd Gill adjusts here in this third period early on their breakout. Their first pass was subject a little bit throughout the second period, and they had a great start to the period, but as the period progressed, the strong positional play by Peterborough and the poor first pass by Kingston was the reason why all of a sudden now Peterborough has the lead.
Bowling in behind his net. He got bumped by Heatcap. Now trying to chop it ahead, Nick Zinder. Frontenac still controlling, trying to zip in was Heatkamp. He lost it. Back they come. Here's Ritchie. He's got 2 points. Ritchie with Finley at 2-on-1. Tried the pass, and getting the stick in the way was Bright. Was Vinen to keep it out of the way. Quick shot from the point. Devlin, that goes wide. Poland has to drift back to his own zone. Devlin now to Ritchie on the left side. Leads it for Finley. His shot off the mark. Ikenes chases it down the left wing boards. Across the line, held up at the last moment by Ritchie. He came up to play a little defense, too. Peterborough jumps on the loose puck very quickly in their own zone. It's swept out by Ritchie into Kingston territory and draws a whistle.
And a potential 2-on-1, and I really like the way Greenaway, the forward, came back on this as the Petes break out of the zone. A pinch creates this 2-on-1, and right in the middle of your screen, look at Greenaway. I mean, he is flying. Ritchie tries for the pass across, but give Greenaway credit the way he put his head down and really did a fine job of breaking up a potential 2-on-1 scoring chance.
Ikenes leaves it there. Steele digs into the corner from his defensive position. Leaves it there, starts to back up. Bennett switches off. Back in front. Nobody there in a Frontenac's uniform, and back come the Peterborough Petes. Leading the way is Nosad. Nosad shot steered away by Morrison. Sharp angle. Trying to wing it in front. Trying to jam it in. As picking it up in behind is Greg Betzold. And just crept around and tried to jam it in the short side.
Oh, and Morrison looked the wrong way, and at the last second found the puck behind the net and was able to get his left pad on it. And a real nice play there on the forecheck. And here's Morrison. Look, just enough to get his pad on the play as Betzold made a fine play behind the net, and it almost worked on the wraparound attempt.
Kujawinski steers it out, 28-22. Shots in favor of the Petes.
Fatigue set in here for Kingston, or will their adrenaline get them through this period? Don't forget, they played a very difficult game last night in Barrie. Meanwhile, the Petes were off and resting at home.
And Kingston came up the short end of the 4-2 score, and they outshot Barrie. 51 shots on goal in total, and just couldn't get anything past the very good goaltender last night. Here's Clark with a steal. Bad save by Morrison. Big rebound comes to the near side. Kept in. Along the near board. Fighting for it is Cornell. He has it taken away. It's cleared to center, but very quickly flipped in by Cheresniak.
And one thing about relying on teams to lose games on the road, like Peterborough may have a difficult game. I'll get into it in a moment here, but they may not.
Trying to step away was Greenaway.
Because teams tend to rest players those last game of the season if they can't move.
Zinder's shot, it whistles wide. Zinder
in the standings. So Brampton, will they play their entire lineup? Who knows when the Peterborough Petes play them on the road on Sunday.
And Ottawa set to face Kingston here in the K-Rock Center on Sunday. And Ottawa, of course, playing for pride. It's been a difficult year for that team, a rebuilding team.
They do own the first pick. They're all coming up.
Boy, they have some good names to choose from. And the OHL Cup has been going on at the Hershey Center. I know you mentioned it earlier. General managers have been there. All the scouting staffs getting a good look at what is going to be a very strong crop. Coming back, here's a quick shot. Good save by Morrison. And that little just shovel shot by Pirog. In front, trying to feed it back to Betzold. Betzold steals it away from Beckstead. Betzold chopped down, tried to work it back in front. He got no call. He's a little upset by that. Cleared out by the Frontenacs.
And again, the giveaways by Kingston trying to get out of the zone. And Betzold's had a good game. Showing some nice speed throughout the contest. Pirog's the same thing. And that line has been excellent for Peterborough here tonight. And a redirect here. And Morrison with another terrific save. He has been strong in this game. And you can see a change-up redirect over difficult. A very sharp save by Mike Morrison.
Back to the point. Pete's throw it around, but gets past Cornell. Clark goes digging after it. Cornell into the corner again. Working against Moffat. Moffat steers it ahead. Next to Spencer Watson down the right side. Watson with a burst of speed. Tried to get a shot away. Very nice job by Bolden to get back and interrupt the play. shot from the line. Vainanen, it skips forward. D'Agostini makes a good save on a deflection. Into the corner. A little body work going on now, trying to step out in front. Loose puck. D'Agostini saw it at the last moment to steer it away. Watson digging for it. Now Bennett to the far side. Calling for it was Moffat in behind the net.
We haven't had a Peterborough penalty yet either.
Bennett steps away. Penalty coming now. You said it. Here it comes. Put the grab on Bennett, and it will be a Kingston power play.
Funny how that works.
How did you do that? Can I get some numbers for the lottery then?
Well, a little bit of traffic, a little bit of zone time, and that often creates a penalty when the opposition gets tired in the defensive zone, and there's the grab there. And the best player on the ice has been Sam Bennett and Watson for the Kingston Frontenacs tonight as Clark gets the holding penalty.
Kingston down by 1 with a power play opportunity. They're 19th in the OHL. Here's a break, but it bounces too far away for Stephen Pirog. And of course, the penalty kill for Peterborough is nothing really to boast about. Specialty teams have been a problem. Jenkins off the boards. Little pitch and catch with Moffat. It slides by Jenkins. Picks it up again. Rink wide and pinching in with Steele, and he has to retreat, get it all started again. Moffat in on the right side, flips it ahead. Connors throws it around the boards. Kukawinski out of Jenkins. Steele at the point to the far side. Steele takes the return. Little pitch and catch. Steele shot. Whoa, what a block there. Diving in front of it was Nosat. Another shot comes in deflected high. Steele just unloading from the line. Steered away by Nosat, and he is feeling all of that, but he is going to get pats on the back when he gets to the bench for sacrificing himself in front of that one.
You get 2 points, they don't hurt as much.
Yeah. Tanners flips it back in. Trying to slow things down. 35 seconds left in the power play. McEwen to Bennett. Bennett steered out of the way. Very nice job by Bolin just to ride him out, take the puck, dump it down the ice. Clark already on his feet in the penalty box, ready to return to action. Frontenacs starting to break in. Near side for Watson. McEwen turns. He's knocked down by Pirog. Nice effort there. Swept away by Finland. 9 seconds left in the Kingston power play. Ikonen across the line, takes a look. Penalty is over. Little give and go into the corner. Clark joins the fray. Ikonen, a shot. Handled very nicely by D'Agostini as he had the side closed down. Watson tried to get it to Ikonen. Now to Clark. He's fresh. He's been in the penalty box for 2. 3-on-2 coming back. Finley, the give, the shot saved by Morrison, cleared away. Clark now. Terezniak at the line. He'll fire it. It knuckles down in behind the net.
Morrison never saw that one until he heard it when it hit the boards behind him.
Vainanen steers it ahead, stripped away from shoot. And the Frontenacs trying to maintain control. Long lead pass. And 3 at the line for Peterborough at their own blue line. Ritchie with Cornell. Ritchie steps in. His shot whistles wide. Beckstead steers it ahead. Greenaway couldn't get to it. Terezniak out of Ritchie. Cornell in across the line. Another 3-on-2. Zinder's shot off the shoulder of Morrison. Zinder in the corner fighting for it. He gets up, brings the puck with him. Zinder. What an effort. Ritchie had plenty of opportunity to fire away center wide.
This line again dominating for the Peterborough Petes. They've done it the whole game.
And they're using their size and strength.
Absolutely.
Long lead pass. Clark turned around at the line. In comes Zinder, couldn't control. Back come the Frontenacs. Alcock tried to get the pass away to Jenkins. From the line, the shot deflected, gets in! Shot came from Haynes, it deflected and dribbled behind D'Agostini. Game is tied.
And I believe Jenkins in front of the net redirected this puck. But Haynes really starts this play off way back in his own zone. with a good defensive play right there. Kicks it ahead with his big toe, and away go the Kingston Frontenacs off the rush. A broken play, but guess who ends up with the puck? The same guy that started the play, Haynes, and then he just drills it towards the net, and this puck is redirected, I believe, right in front of the net by Jenkins, and a huge goal for Kingston.
For Kingston and Jenkins, that would be his 19th of the year, tying the game. It is to Jenkins. 8 goals, 8 different goal scorers in this contest. And the Frontenacs are fired up, so too are the fans of the K-Rock Center. Stolen away, here's a chance. Shot from a sharp angle, that by Betzel. Bobby Jenkins has tied things up. An important game for the Frontenacs and the Petes.
Stop.
CHL Alumni is brought to you by State Farm. Visit statefarm.ca for a dedicated agent near you. On March 4th, there's Danny Taylor, brought up by the Calgary Flames. Got his first NHL win against Vancouver, a 4-2 final score. He was drafted by the LA Kings in the 7th round, 221st overall. Now back in Abbotsford, but for a former Kingston Frontenac, it was great to see Danny Taylor get his dream of playing in the National Hockey League. And take a look at the NHL honor roll. There he is, Danny Taylor.
And again, goaltenders take so much longer, and persistence and staying with it. And good for him.
Good year siding with the goaltenders. What a shocker. You know how much
Never
work
give
it is.
them enough time.
Ritchie comes in, fires it, and that one rolls high. Tied at 4. Just over 10 minutes to play in the third period. Kingston and Peterborough tied in points, battling for the final playoff berth in the Eastern Conference. Pete's with a last-minute goal in the second period to go to the intermission, a 4-3 lead. 8:26, Jenkins scoring. Bolin spears at the center. Frontenacs changing here. Steele. Lead pass. Swept away from Shoot. He kept. He fights for it as it's stripped away by Clark. Clark for Cornell. Ritchie heads for the bench. Knocked down. Here's Clark. Couldn't do anything with the puck. Bogdanovic just knocks it back down into Kingston territory.
Cornell, Ritchie, Cinder line is the line that Kingston's going to have to be very careful of here in the next 9 minutes and 32 seconds.
Well, 4-4 is the score. 9:32 remaining in the third period.
Health gets hockey.
The Dodge Family All-Stars program celebrates CHL billet families all across Canada. 3 billet families will receive CHL awards and go on the ice of the 2013 MasterCard Memorial Cup for a chance to win a Dodge Caravan. Earlier tonight, I asked Kingston's Warren Steele the importance of his billet family, the key word being family. His billets are his aunt Maureen Steele and his uncle Daniel Smith.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's huge for us as semi-professional athletes to have a comfortable place to stay. You know, like they provide us with food, they provide us with home care, and kind of support hockey-wise as well. So knowing my billets beforehand was definitely huge for me because it kind of took away from that awkward factor and kind of makes it more of a home rather than just a house to stay.
Always great to have the billets acknowledged.
The unsung heroes of hockey in Canada, not just at this level, at the provincial junior level as well. So many families are a very important part of the development of young people's lives off the ice.
Here's Kuchowinski, a backhander. D'Agostini had to jump on it. They have surprised him the way that Kuchowinski was able to snap that away. Tunnels, back he comes the left side. As it knocked away from him. Sets up in front of the net, but back comes Kuchowinski. Drops it for McEwen. McEwen tries to come around his check. Armstrong trying to sweep it away from Peterborough is Cornell. Pete's at the line. Tanos Clark just steered it ahead and they're headed for the bench for a change. Pete's trying to change things up. Seymour just fires it back in. Steele will gather it up for the Frontenacs. Under pressure there by Steven Nozak. Watson back the other way. Trying to get an Ikonen. Here's a chance for the Frontenacs. Racing in down the left wing was Bennett. Ikonen. Bennett. Watson trying to get set up in front. He's pushed away. Battle in the corner. Bennett swings out. Drops it off. Watson, his shot goes wide. At the point, cleared away. Betzold. Chance now for the Petes as they come in. Pirog. Betzold fires, and that's wide. Zinder tries to steer it back along the boards. Watson down the right side. He might be out of gas. It's been a long shift. Tried to swing around. Resniak held him up. Now stepping out in front of chance. Oh, what a save by D'Agostini as Bennett was on the doorstep. Racing back the other way. Getting to it. The Frontenacs. Steele. Upward. Over the line. Keith send it back. Zinder putting the pressure on. Peterborough line just eased in there by Greenaway. Pete's trying to clear the zone. It comes up and over the glass and gets whistled down. 6:58 left to play in the third. Tied at 4. Pete's out shooting the Frontenacs 34-29.
Well, Bennett with the best chance of the period other than the goal for Kingston here. And Bennett and Ikonen have really combined beautifully in this third period. A very dangerous line combined with Watson also for Kingston. So they've had a very good night also.
Kids, Bennett 16, yep. Watson 16.
Unbelievable skill level, don't they?
Got the old guy on the line is Ikonen. He's 18.
He did not get drafted last year, but he will get drafted this year for sure. Probably around anywhere from the 3rd to the 5th round, I would assume.
Tanos throws it down. Clark battles for it. Cornell comes in to sweep it around. Heat camps there. Can't clear it out. Bolden does a nice job at the point. Sweeping it back. Clark in behind the net. Chasing him down is Vainanen. Battles along the far side. Cornell goes in to try to help out. Finally cleared up by the Frontenacs. They start back. 2-on-2. Trying to snap it on. Cornell picks it up as it rattled off the shin pad. Turning back for Kingston. Trouble with it was Shoot. Moffat skips it around behind the Peterborough net. Jenkins with the tying goal. Bouncing puck. Ritchie with Finley. Finley, trouble controlling. Now Ritchie digging for it again. It hits Zinder. Zinder pushes it to Ritchie in behind the goal. Being tied up by Jenkins. Now Finley goes after it along the far side. Cleared out by the Frontenacs. Races on. Jenkins digging after it. Getting there with him was Nelson Armstrong. Armstrong steers it ahead. Ritchie in across the right side. Ritchie waiting. Fires. Hits the side of the net. Finley back to Armstrong. Feathers it ahead. Finley turns. Armstrong in the point. Steers it in. Zinder. They're going to call it on the offside. They had a lot of extra linesmen to make the goal, too. Tied at 4 in the third in Kingston.
If you like video games...
Andrew D'Agostini was the Dan Snyder Award winner as Humanitarian of the Year in the OHL.
And meet Tyler McDonald, a 7-year-old boy who's been diagnosed with brain cancer. The Kingston Frontenac team has made him their honorary captain this year. And a great story, a former player here, Nathan Call, who was traded to Sudbury, has taken this little guy under his wing when he was here and still communicates with him. As a matter of fact, this coming weekend, Tyler has a real treat as he's going to join Nathan Call in for a game in Sudbury.
Shot, rebound, trying to find the loose puck. The Petes trying to put the pressure on. Ikonen in across the line, looking for a little help. He'll steer it into the corner. Battle for it. Puck comes out, Betzold has it.
Just to finish that story, the Sudbury Wolf player Nathan Cole is going to have him as his guest in Belleville and in Oshawa during this weekend. And what a great story. Another example of what these kids do for kids.
They don't
Fantastic.
forget. It's great that Nathan may have moved and switched allegiances, but he didn't switch his friendship, which is great. Quick shot by Finley. Hits the body.
I had the pleasure of meeting Tyler before the game, and I have to tell you something. He knows every player and every action on this Kingston team. He doesn't miss a thing.
Deep in the zone. Peterborough picks it up, starts back. Ritchie on the far side. Zinder. Zinder's got a goal. Finley tried to steer it away as he felt some pressure. Cleared ahead. Little speed by Greenaway. Poland muscles him into the corner. Pete's come back. Ritchie knocks it away, but loses it at the Kingston line. Haynes in after deep. Clark goes after him. 3.5 minutes left in the third period. Tied at 4. An important 2 points for the winner of this game.
Fitting, isn't it?
Was
We're going down the wire.
Knockdown. Clark tries to chop at it. Cornell steers it deep. Talos is there for it. He collides and falls down. Frontenacs start back but can't clear the zone. Pressure still by Peterborough, building again. Poland now to Clark. Steers it in. The glass shatters right next to the penalty box.
Oh boy. Clark is, I think he's okay, but a fan right there
Took a
gets shattered by the glass.
From the glass.
And he's cut for sure.
That
with 2:58 to go, and it's been very even since the Jenkins goal.
Ritchie, Zinder, and Betzold all have 2 points for the Petes. Jenkins, along with Kujawinski, each have 2 points for the Frontenacs. And now with 2:45 remaining in the third period, tied at 4. 2 points on the line and a spot in the postseason hanging in the balance. Tony Ambrosio, Greg Millen, I'm Rob Falls. Jeff Merrick, Nick Kiprail's handling things in studio. Another edition of Friday Night Hockey. Last weekend of the regular season, the playoffs kick in next week. Armstrong leads it ahead off the blade of Ritchie. Steele after it. Battling him was Nosad. Back out to center. Armstrong tries to lead it in. Steal by Watson. And across the line, Ikonen and Watson. They get called on the offside.
And Watson was gone with speed, and just offside was Ikonen after Armstrong got caught standing still on the board. The puck came off the boards a little bit funny on him, and here's the offside. And oh boy, he was in position A with 2 minutes exactly to go in regulation.
Well, these kids have been great, Bennett and Watson. Throwing Ikonen in the mix, too.
Have they ever. What a bright future this franchise has here in Kingston.
Betzold, 2 assists. Muscled off the puck. Controlling it for Kingston. McEwen comes up over the line. Ikonen in and out. Gets a fistful of glove. No call. See everybody calling it here at the K-Rock Center as Ikonen went down quickly. Betzold knows that. Dragging it in. Shot deflected away. Nosad had to wait up to make sure he was onside. Back on the Frontenacs. Across the line. Bennett into the corner. Going in to help him out is Samuel Shute. Stripped away. Pete's cleared down the ice. Will be whistled with 1:01 left on the clock.
And Ikonen might have sold this a little bit for sure, as it's a one-on-one. Yeah, he did. Wow.
The way his head snapped back.
Let's have a look again. Oh, he might have got him with his glove. Tough to tell from that angle. And yeah, he did for sure.
Scuff mark, yeah.
Maybe a good non-call in this part of the game. Close though.
Terezniak to Ritchie. Backhands it out of the zone. Moffat lets it slide down the ice. No call for the icing. Heat count. Tries to go the other way. Good pressure there. Coming from Zinder. At the line, Heats can't keep it in. Controlling the front net. Heat camp on the right side. Heat camp. Tried to get around Cherezniak. Now Ritchie tries to steer it out. Chopped free by the Frontenacs. Alcock loses it. Cherezniak throws it around the boards to Zinder. Zinder, rink wide. Here's Ritchie. He's been a force. Ritchie waits. Fires one. A weak one. Pad save there by the Frontenacs. Mike Morrison. 36-29. Shots in favor of the Petes. 12 seconds left in the third period. Nosad comes in. He loses it. McEwen clears it away down the ice. It will go. Each team will take a single point. And right now, there's a three-way tie for 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Doan, he'll take the shot. He scores! 39 two-goal games, and it becomes a hat trick.
I don't think you can ask for anything more than an even matchup like that.
Of course, Peterborough just coming off a shootout win against Mississauga a couple of nights ago.
4-on-4 overtime. Kingston and Peterborough tied at 4. The winner will take over 7th place in the Eastern Conference. Bennett across the line. Ikonen and Bennett fighting for the puck. Kicked free by the Petes. Let out past Finley back to center.
Skilled guys on the ice for both teams.
Flips it into the corner. He'll chase after it. Trying to work it in front. Ikonen. Here's Bennett trying to snap it on. It's knocked down by Ritchie. Ikonen fires it. D'Agostini. Kulenka makes the save and holds on.
The good news with that much skill on the ice, you're going to see some chances. The bad news for both coaches, you're going to see some chances. And here is Kingston here with Ikonen with a great drive, and D'Agostini made that one look easy.
Kept in by McEwen at the point. Knocked down off a shin pad. Trying to control it and get to it. Kuzanovic. There first Kuchowinski. Big body. Kuchowinski still controlling. Turning there. Trying to stay with him was Armstrong. Little switch off. Again, Armstrong. Kuchowinski in the corner. Kick free. Armstrong up the boards. Kept in by Vananen. Now Kuchowinski switching off. Dropping it back. McEwen trying to dig for it. He's got it. Good effort by Roland McEwen. Now trying to step out was Jenkins. Loose puck. Kick free and over the line. Oh, trying to force it free was Nosad and flipped up over the glass into the netting.
Donovan there with a very good play defensively. Now he'll have to go off the ice and get a bit of rest. Kingston so far with the edge in this early part of the overtime session. However, they're getting a little aggressive. And let's see if Peterborough can kick one by the forwards and perhaps get a man advantage break.
Almost saw that with Nosad there right at the line. Peterborough trying to set things up. Greenaway watching in front of the net. Pete's cleared ahead. Here's Finley. Finley had it checked away by Alcock. Alcock turns it the other way. Gets to the line. Loses control, but there to help out is Steele. He loses it behind the goal. Coming back for the Petes. Clark, a little give and go with Moffat. With Seymour rather. Now Finley turning. Finley at center. Held up across the line. Finley coming in. Trying to get a shot away. He does. The save and going after the rebound was Clark.
Big save there as Morrison just got a bit of it with his glove.
Back on the Frontenacs. Lead pass here. Cutting in his Moffat across the creases. Greenaway was charging down.
And Finley with a crafty move, and this is a difficult save because he did a nice job, Finley, of changing the angle on Morrison. In this little delay, almost fooled the goaltender right there. And oh boy, he almost pulled Morrison from one side to the other, and that was a terrific save and a little net drive. And D'Agostini got up quite slowly after getting run over. Looks like he needs a little repair to his mask.
Fixing a strap on D'Agostini's mask.
And here is the net drive here by Moffat.
Greenaway slammed into the post.
Pardon me, Greenaway. And
Moffat swung around, was trying to feed Greenaway, and then that dislodged a bit of a scrap on the mask of D'Agostini. He's okay, back in service. Face off outside the line.
Brian Miller, the fine trainer for the Peterborough Petes. Black glove, that was pretty trendy as he fixes that mask.
Styling, that's what he's doing. Picking up some speed. Nick Ritchie across the line. Ritchie swings wide, tried to flip it high as Morrison went low. Frontenacs turn around, and here it comes the other way. McEwen in across the line. Iketin drops it back. Bennett at the line. Snaps out one. Ritchie deflects it. The Petes turn it back. Cornell gets to the line. Dumps it in. He'll go for a break. New quartet coming on for the Petes.
That was a smart play by Cornell, recognizing that his line mates were tired, and so was he. And it was a good location to get a change.
Nozad
Look
on
out.
the forecheck. Here's a steal by Nozad. He's controlled. Nozad trying to get the trailer. They score! The Petes and Stephen Pirog win this one in overtime. And the Petes have gone from nowhere to playoffs with the victory.
Nozak, tough play for the youngster. Here he goes to his backhand. He waits. He turns back a little bit. And when he does, he loses an edge. And, oh, you feel bad when you see that, the youngster. And then a real nice play by Peterborough here on the 2-on-1 down low. And a pretty little pass on the 2-on-1 from Nozad here across. And the Peterborough Petes, Pirog, tucks it in.
Pirog's second goal of the game, 19th of the season, the winner in overtime at 3:12.